To be honest, I have expected a game like this to release on 3DS. Not a Yoshi one in specific, but a Wii U game. Why, you ask? When Super Mario Maker released on Wii U, everybody started talking about how great it would be to have on 3DS. And since the Nintendo Switch is just around the corner, it would make perfect sense from a business perspective to port some of their Wii games over to the 3DS system for those that never got to play it. Whether it be because a lot of 3DS owners didn't have a Wii U, or because the game simply didn't catch the interest of some people, whatever the case may be. With that said, Nintendo has ported our favorite little dino pal Yoshi onto the 3DS with his second game on the system, Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World. I had the original version of this game on Wii U, and for the most part, I enjoyed it. I've already talked about the game on my channel before though, but I'll be referencing it here and there, of course. There's obviously going to be some differences between the two versions, so we'll go over those also. But anyway, is this a good game to have on 3DS? To make it simple for you, yeah. It starts out just like it did in the Wii U version. Kamek wreaks havoc on Craft Island and it's up to Yoshi to save the world. The cutscenes are styled differently than they once were, but I'm not really sure why. My only guess would be technical limitations for the 3DS, or maybe the world was just so vast that it would look really ugly on that screen. I'm not sure. Either or. Regardless of that though, it looks a lot better than I would have expected it to. The 3DS screen isn't exactly what people would call the pinnacle of graphics, but Woolly World looks great on it. Everything still pops, and it is still just as vibrant as the Wii U version almost. I was really happy to see that. I was kind of afraid it wouldn't look all that great considering the amount of detail that is stitched into the original. It isn't as apparent on the 3DS, but it still is noticeable and looks about as good as it possibly could. Graphics aside though, it plays pretty much exactly how you would expect it to. You still run, you still jump, you still eat enemies with your tongue and turn them into eggs, and etc. It feels very similar to the original game on Wii U in terms of gameplay and controls, and it still is fun. I feel as if it's almost better in a way since it is on the 3DS. It was a good time for me as well for the Wii U one, but I felt like it could have done a little bit more. The 3DS though managed to keep that beautiful aesthetic and fun gameplay that Woolly World has, and that is great. I know that right now this is pretty much sounding like a complete copy of Woolly World on Wii U, right? Well, not exactly. There is more to this game. I mean, hey, they even changed its title. This isn't Yoshi's Woolly World anymore. No, this is Poochy in Yoshi's Woolly World, guys. This is official. There are a few extras that are included within the game that can't be found on the console alternative. The main difference being in the title itself, Poochy. He's the little dog that can partner up with Yoshi throughout the game. He's more of the sidekick still than the main hero, unlike what the name of the game would suggest here, but this time around, Poochy has some levels all to himself. Not only does he get to run through some pretty cool levels, but there's also an achievement list for each one. Not gonna lie, I really did like this. Nintendo, do more of these, or make an achievement system on your next system perhaps. That would be cool. But really, like, look at it. It actually was a fun time, and I didn't expect it to because it didn't seem like the most energetic thing. The whole mode seemed like an endless runner thing where Poochy just had to run till he got hit or something. That actually isn't the case at all. There aren't an astounding number of Poochy levels or anything, but they're all very different, fun, and another plus is that if you like to have all your achievement stuff maxed out, it does have a little bit of replayability. Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World is a good inclusion in the 3DS library. It's the same charming little game that we all know from the Wii U, and honestly, I like this one better. It's one of the better Yoshi games I've played in the last few years. This has even more content though than the Wii U one had. On top of the standard game that we had on the console version, this is just that. Except now you have the Poochy levels. They're actually better than I expected them to be, but keep in mind that isn't really a selling point in the game. It's not enough to make anybody go out and buy it. But then you can design your own Yoshi to use in game, or you can watch Nintendo's mini movies of yarn Yoshis, which are stop motions, and you know, there's a lot of those included, and they are all very adorable too, by the way. But really, if you haven't played the Wii U version, why not give this one a try? I would say this is the more superior one. Would I recommend it? Only, and I mean only if you haven't played it on Wii U. Overall though, it's a pretty good game. Thank you for checking out my review of Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World for the Nintendo 3DS. Let me know if you'll be picking it up down below in the comments, and I will talk to you next time.